How are you? You're right.
Yeah, good to see you.
4 sets of B&B owners face off.
We did lose in the end.
It don't matter.
On that basis, yes, it does.
As they check out each other's places
It doesn't smell clean.
Isn't that clever?
and assess one another.
I was very upset that you went for the jugular.
Today there's costume drama
No, come here. Bruce, you need to walk in. Chrissy, get out. Move back, move back.
and a nasty surprise.
I'm shocked.
As they battle
You're like the clean freak, aren't you?
to be crowned best value for money.
Payback time.
It's on.
The second B&B this week is the Victorian-themed Victorian Villa in Hampton Hill, Middlesex, where owner Sharon Parker takes no prisoners in her pursuit of period perfection.
The authentic style of the Victorian era in this house has gone beyond imagination. The bells in the rooms are still there. The beds are extremely expensive. It's a passion that's gone a bit mad, to be honest.
A trip back in time at the villa costs up to £165 a night. There are no ensuite facilities, but Sharon thinks her guests are lucky to get a bathroom at all.
I would rather there were actually no mod cons in the house. Actually, in Victorian times, you'd have had a bowl and a jug. I actually live my life now in an era of another world.
As Sharon makes final preparations for today's guests, she's called on the help of both housemaid Sophie and her competition companion, Christine Newey.
Christine! Chris!
It's just been a little bit hectic this morning because we lost a housekeeper.
But the mistress of the house is the very model of Victorian composure.
Hello, Planet Zog! Could you please help?
Thank you.
The first guests seem to be in no doubt of what's in store at Sharon's gaff.
Love her or hate her, Sharon is what she is. Is she just doing something nondescript? I can't imagine anything Sharon does would ever be nondescript. Do you know what I mean?
Richard Lawson manages the Elvedon Inn in Suffolk, and he's joined by head housekeeper Kerry Alcock. Not that Richard needs much outside help.
If you're going to achieve, you have to believe. Stop believing, stop achieving.
At the first visit, Richard got an insight into Sharon's world.
I've just got a cat, actually, Chris. Yeah, Tinky Winky.
And does Mr. Jinx, does he like travelling? Maybe
Tinky Winky wouldn't go travelling with me.
right.
Jitsy Witsy?
She's so funny.
Oh my God.
Sharon's place is either going to be, wow, this is wonderful, or it's going to be, really?
But Sharon thinks she's rumbled Richard.
I'm sure that Richard could be the stickler in the crowd. I'm sure that he could be the one that, well, I'm sure he'd criticise something. Absolutely.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Victoria Villa. Please do come in.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Kerry. How are you? Nice to see you. So this is the blue silk four-poster room, and the price of this room is £165. You don't have an ensuite, but there is a large bathroom which you will be sharing.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Really?
As Richard and Kerry regain the power of speech, the next guests are bracing themselves.
I think that Sharon's B&B is going to be full-on, because she's a full-on kind of gal.
This week's first hosts were Russell Theron and Chris Burkett of the Flying Bull in the Hampshire village of Rake.
Hello, I'm Russell. Welcome to the Flying Ball.
I think we set the standard really high, so it'll be really interesting to see
really
how the rest fare.
Comparing them to ours.
But the boys didn't score a bullseye with Richard and Kerry.
How were your hosts at the Flying Bull? 7? They did what they had to do.
Did what they had to do sounds a bit like...
Couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
We'd be very intrigued to see if Richard casts his critical eye over Sharon and grills her like he did at our establishment.
And it's called the
Victorian Villa.
Ooh.
Hello.
Wow.
Hello, Russell.
How are you?
I'm well. Welcome to the Victorian Villa. The price of this room is £165.
Thank you. Thank you. What a fantastic room. This, I love this. How amazing.
Your bathroom is next door.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, what an amazing room.
Is the wardrobe big enough for you?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't think I want to get into it. It's a bit like night. Woo!
As Russell and Chris consider going in the closet, the final guests have great expectations.
What do you think Sharon's going to be like as an hostess, Faisal?
I think she's going to be wicked. I think she's really going to look after us.
Faisal Malik runs the 3-star Aya Villa guest house in Cambridge, with a big helping hand from cousin Wak Salim.
Hey, Wak, grab this table.
Please.
Please.
And they're aiming to put their stamp on the world.
Ultimately, it'd be lovely to own a 5-star building, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh, it would be brilliant. The jacuzzi in the floor.
Yeah, that's what we were
with
thinking
the massive
about.
TV, you know, that's luxury, isn't it? Well, you ain't going to get that for 50 quid a night, obviously.
On the first visit, they got a load of Sharon in full swing. So today, they're planning to tread lightly.
I can see Sharon flying off the handle a bit if she's criticised.
She is a nice person, so if we do find anything, we've got to be very, very careful.
Good afternoon, welcome to the Victoria Villa.
Hello, Faz. How are you? This is the yellow silk French antique bedroom. Price of this room is £145, including full English breakfast. I do hope you enjoy your stay.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
This is my cup of tea.
With the lady of the house back below stairs, the guests can peruse their bedchambers.
Oh, no!
We got either an oversized kettle or a TV.
That is a small TV.
I mean, it feels like I'm in a very big coffin. This is where Dracula goes on holiday.
Just hope they have updated the Victorian plumbing and sewage works.
Ooh.
And it's not long before there's some cramping in the toilet department.
Hello. You shared a bathroom before. I can't remember if the last time we shared a bathroom in a hotel.
No, I haven't shared a bathroom. If you want to have a real Victorian experience, that's what you'd book for to come here.
Well, if you wanted a real Victorian experience, surely you'd have a toilet outside, wouldn't you? The Butler Garden.
Do you reckon they had things like this back in the day?
Definitely. Oh, man, look.
So, with room inspections over, Wak and Faz need to upgrade their mobiles.
Is it working?
Hello, Mum. Is that you?
Chris is getting in the nooks and crannies.
It's all been cleaned.
Yeah. Oh, you're like the clean freak, aren't you? Going round with your finger in your dusting.
And Richard's not exactly crying over spilt milk.
Seriously, the legs collapsed.
We need to ring the bell.
I'm so sorry. Can I just have a cloth, please? Because I just had a little accident.
Of course, sir.
Thank you so much.
Hampton Hill in the southwest suburbs of London has plenty to offer history-loving visitors. But Sharon's decided that when it comes to keeping her guests entertained, there's no place like home.
Welcome to the Victorian Villa, everyone.
Thank you, Sharon.
So just to tell you that this house was built in 1867. So when I came in, started my renovation, I lifted the floorboards. And when I lifted the floorboards, it was the biggest find of Victorian treasures in a residential house, which hit all the papers.
A house with a bit of history now. It's quite a famous house.
But Sharon's history lesson is a cunning plan to throw her guests off the scent, as today they're going to be playing detective.
Being the man that I am, you know, I didn't even flinch. Fast, he lost a few more hairs.
When I first heard the scream, I just thought that there's another person that has to share a bathroom.
It's a life and death situation as the group find themselves in the middle of a parlour game.
This is a murder mystery, and you need to decide who is the killer of the play. So please watch carefully.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening. My name is Bruce, and I'm the master of the house. I'm married to my wife. Andy?
Stop! Come back!
But Sharon's not happy with her leading man.
Come back! Come back!
She's stressed. She's panicky.
No, come here. Bruce, you need to walk in. Chrissy, get out, move back, move back. Right, ready?
It's her way or no way.
But the show must go on.
Master Bruce, Lady Christine.
Hello, darling. Christine, how are you?
Sharon.
Sophie, can I just ask you, you look a little bit pale. Are you okay?
No,
You look a little bit peaky. Have you been unwell? Anything happened to you recently?
Please sort us up some tea and some new ice cream.
I just sat there, just went.
It was absolutely hilarious that Sharon was supposed to be the friend of the master of the house, yet she seemed like the master of the house in the play. Sophie! Sophie!
Would you like to serve some tea and also please give us some new ice cream? Cheers, Brucey, darling.
For Chrissy, the ice cream is simply to die for.
Brucey, darling, what's the matter? Brucey, darling, what's the matter? Brucey?
She's dead!
Oh my God!
What on earth was that all about?
Now it's over to the B&Bers to decide who done it.
Chris and Russell.
We've got a theory that Bruce and you have been a bit naughty.
That's a very interesting one. Next.
We just think it's the servant lady who's been a bit naughty with Bruce.
That's a good one too. And Richard and Kerry.
We think that Bruce and Sophie are in on this together.
Well, I have to reveal the murderer. Please step forward. So the winners are Faisal and Wack because they really hit it on the nose. Yeah. Well done! Well done!
I've never done a murder mystery before in my life.
I've never done a murder mystery like that.
It's day 2 of the competition, and in the genteel surrounds of the themed Victorian villa in Middlesex, the guests are dressing for dinner.
When you look around the room and you see all of the ornaments and things, it makes you realise how much money she spent on this place.
But tonight, hosts Sharon and Chrissy are bringing their guests back into the present with dinner at the local Italian.
Buon appetito!
Thank you very much indeed.
Richard wants to know more about Sharon's Victorian obsession.
What is the thing that makes you most proud? That magic feeling. What is it that gives that to you?
It's a bit of a hard one because it's been such a slog for 12 and a half years, really. I mean, it's taken a lot of my life, but I am proud of it.
Sharon was talking about her house and how she put everything that she owns into it, how she put every penny in her pocket into it. The fact that she's got so much passion really shows.
Next, the chat turns into a name-dropping competition.
Does anyone have any celebrity guests stay with them?
Met Pixie Wixie, Pixie Lot when they did a fashion shoot at the house, yeah.
Richard in the corner is smiling but not saying anything.
We've had Claudia Schiffer. What about you guys?
We're normal.
Richard was really holding court. I think he was...
King Richard.
King Richard. That is a horrible thing to say.
I guess we're lucky, haven't we? You know, Claudia Schiffer's a big name, isn't she?
And different otherworldly visitors are next on the agenda.
Do you have any ghosts that are residents at your B&B?
I did have a number of them, but not anymore.
How have they all gone?
I asked them to go.
It's just like, oh yeah, could you leave please? Yeah, I'm off.
Did they go on the first request, or did you have to get quite...
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Who are you going to call?
My mum.
As the guests bus to move back to the villa, Richard admits he's not enjoying the past life experience.
I've learned that I really don't think I was ever meant to be a Victorian.
I hope breakfast isn't part of another play that we have to sit through for hours and hours. I'm quite happy for it to be uneventful.
It's morning at the Victorian villa, and Wack and Faz are still discussing paranormal activity.
We found the ghost in the cupboard, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
But as Sharon and Chrissy prepare for breakfast, one guest may have got a surprise visit from Mr. Jinx the cat.
Rich is actually in my room, and it's Jinx's favourite room as well. I think he sneaked in there when I wasn't looking.
As the guests congregate...
Morning, morning.
And with the orders out of the way...
So I'll get the scrambled egg, the beans and the sausages, please.
Richard lets the cat out of the bag.
Mr. Jinx was upstairs last night, and Mr. Jinx poddled round the bedroom, which was fine. However, the lady at the house was not cool with that at all. So she came flying across the landing. Mr. Jinx goes under the bed. One's meowing, one's screeching, scratch, bite, claw, and then the cat had to go as well.
The story about Mr. Jinx being in Richard's room...
That was a bit over the top, wasn't it?
I thought he was brilliant.
But Sharon is concerned Richard is the one with his claws out.
Richard is probably my hardest critic, I think. I think he wants to win desperately, so I think the tactical person will be Richard. But anyway, we'll see.
So Chrissy is determined to keep the guests well-oiled.
I have 1 pot of coffee and 1 pot of tea.
Chrissy came in and kept us topped up with tea and coffee and tea and coffee and tea and coffee. There was no shortage of tea and coffees.
I'll refill that, shall I?
We've got this one, we haven't started on this one yet.
OK.
There may be plenty of liquid refreshment, but there's a backlog in the kitchen.
Now, hang on, who's having beans? Let me just work this out. Where's my list? Scrambled egg, I forgot about that.
And it seems fast food isn't on the menu at the Victorian villa.
It's quite a long process.
Don't think that maybe Sharon's used to mass catering. When I say mass, like 5 or more people at one time.
So, 40 minutes after taking the orders...
You're the lucky one to get his breakfast first.
Am I? Oh, my word.
And who got a double yolk?
And nearly 20 minutes after Richard got his breakfast...
Tiny bit of brown burnt on that end, I'll get rid of.
The final dish goes down.
Sorry yours was last there, Russell.
That's OK. Thank you very much. Thanks, Chrissy. That's lovely.
Now
Cheers,
then,
my darling.
We're going to clear the table, and then there's marmalades, there's strawberry conserve and various marmalades, if you would like that.
I've not even put my knife and fork on my sausage, and it's like trying to whip it away from me. It was absolutely crazy.
But it seems it was worth the wait.
Sharon did her trademark looking after us, how she has done all throughout. I really enjoyed breakfast.
To be fair, it was nice. Yeah, it was good.
I think I've done enough, actually, to get a high score today. If I haven't done enough, then I'm sorry, I can't do any more.
With breakfast done,
This is going to be an easy one.
the guests must now digest the anonymous feedback forms.
How were your hosts?
Looked after us.
Hospitality was second to none.
10 out of 10.
Yesterday afternoon was a shambles. A 5. I think we're generous.
A little bit crazy, a little bit scary, but heart of gold.
I think for Sharon, it's got to be a 10.
How clean was the Victorian Villa B&B?
Honestly, can't think of anything to fault her on. 10 on that one.
Dust, especially over top of bed. Going for a 6.
Yeah.
How are the facilities at the Victorian Villa?
Did have to share a bathroom. If you had someone who likes lulling around in the water, you know, it might have become a bit inconvenient at times.
So I think for that reason, you'd think 7.
The shared bathroom is an issue.
We edge it to 6.
Yeah.
How did you sleep at the Victorian Villa bed and breakfast?
No noises, no strange knocking.
It's another 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would probably say a 7. It feels a little bit like a funeral parlour to me.
How did you feel the breakfast was at the Victorian B&B?
That is basic hospitality, that you don't take people's plates away until everyone's finished. Go for a 6 then.
Breakfast was, again, it was fine. It was perfect.
Spot on.
Would you stay here again?
I would stay here again.
Yeah, I think I would.
Would you stay here again?
3, 2, 1.
Yes.
I saw it.
Easy one.
I would imagine there are people that will absolutely love it. But
it's not for me.
It's not for me.
Now the B&B owners must shell out the shillings.
So are you happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah?
The payments will stay sealed until the end of the week.
Okay.
But for now, Sharon can find out if her guest thought the Victorian Villa was history.
How were your hosts at the Victorian Villa bed and breakfast? 10.
That's good, really good.
How was breakfast at the Victorian Villa B&B? 9. Would you stay here again? Yes, with 2 smiley faces.
Oh, isn't that good?
Yeah, that's nice.
Bye. Bye. Safe journey.
Okay, how were your hosts at the Victorian Villa B&B? 10. Sharon has an amazing amount of energy and has a heart of gold.
Oh, I think that's lovely.
How was breakfast at the Victorian Villa B&B? 6. Lots of tea. Clearing of plates before we started at our meal was not great service. But who cleared plates? Don't understand that.
I suppose it was me, wasn't it?
Would you stay here again? Yes. Interesting comments, and I would take them on board, sure.
Thank you for a great stay. It's been really great.
And the next one?
Okay. How were your hosts at the Victorian Villa B&B? 5. Disorganised and over fussy. Interesting. I know who this is. This is Richard. And quite frankly, he was always going to be a spanner in the works, I think. How clean was the Victorian Villa B&B? 6. Main issue, dust. Oh, strange one. But anyway, let's continue. How did you sleep at the Victorian Villa B&B? 7. Decoration of room, not comfortable for me. Funeral parlour. Possibly something in connection with the wardrobe. The wardrobe is a very rare sentry box, which I suppose to him could look like a coffin. I'm not quite sure. If you don't have the knowledge of antiques, which I'm sure Richard doesn't.
Thank you very much indeed.
Would you stay here again? No. Okay, well. I'm shocked.
Away we go. See you later.
I think this is about me. You know, disorganised, over fussy. That's criticism about my personality. Sorry.
Next time on 4 in a Bed,
Hello.
there's messing about on the river
Hang on. There's a wall.
and employment disputes at dinner.
Trying to work with him would drive me mad.